Okay, the Mini Cooper D Saga. Hello Internet. Just a quick update. I've not been posting much. It doesn't look like we're going to be away in the van for a little while. I've had a little project on. It's our £400 Mini. Now I'm not going to be posting of a fixing video on this. There is loads of videos for what I've done to this Mini, but I will let you know what's happening. We were wanting a nicer car. We went to an auction. We bid £400 on this Mini. Had an accord clutch and flywheel, but the car is absolutely immaculate. It's on charge at the moment. The car is spotless. It's in all four. Mini Paceman. Absolutely stunning condition, inside and out. And me being me, I couldn't resist. We were looking at another Mini, but it was in far worse condition. I'll put a light on it. I've tidied up a little bit, but even underneath, this car is really nice. No sign of corrosion. Underneath the arches there's nothing when we took the covers off. Nice car, but it had the all four problem of a noisy box, and that is what we've replaced. Clutch, flywheel, bought a kit with 4,000 miles on it out of an old car that had been crashed, so only a couple £100 for that. I've got some pictures that I'll post. It was an absolute shit of a job. The whole subframe had to come down, and I'll discuss actually doing the job, because I've looked at a lot of the videos. I tried to follow one of them and it didn't really work out. Okay, so there's a few things to look at. I'll start by getting the Mini up on the seesaw ramp and start stripping it out. You've got to take loads of plastics off. I tried to support the engine by the top, but that just got in the way. So underneath, supported with a jack, and I eventually got an engine hoist, which I have. Lots of plastics to strip off. It's a pain in the neck to strip all the plastics and make sure you have loads of these poppers. I took off the whole suspension at one side to make it easier to get in, and I tried the method of not dropping the subframe. That didn't work for me. The gearbox ended up jamming in position. I took other bits off, like the fog lamps. They were in a mess, and cleared them up. Eventually getting the gearbox out, but having to completely drop the subframe. I cleaned that up because it was the only rusty bit on the car. Really the only rusty bit, and you can see how much of the equipment has to come out to get into it. Cooper D Saga. Don't know how much I've covered it. It's the £400 Mini with the knackered dual mass flywheel, clutch, etc. Seen even more videos, obviously, because I've looked at a few that are coming up. For those of you who are a DIY mechanic, if you're a good DIY mechanic, you'll manage this. You need a really good selection of tools. Now, I've seen them, watched a few videos of this job being done on axle stands. I'm glad I had a seesaw table. This is what I'm using. Okay, so obviously it can go a lot higher, it can tilt up, and I found that wasn't too bad. Obviously the best would be a decent 2 or 4 post ramp, and then obviously lifting devices underneath. But this is not for the faint-hearted. I don't know about other minis, but the All 4 is definitely not for the faint-hearted. It's a shit of a job. A lot of tools, a lot of time. This mini's been up on the ramps for well over a week. I've just had to walk away at times because it's so frustrating. I don't find them very good to work on, but as you see with some of the videos with the folk that are real experts in these cars, once you know what you really know what you're doing, they actually aren't too bad. But at this front end, nearly everything requires the subframe, which you can see I've just touched up the bits that was the only bit that had any rust on it on this car, was the subframe, and it wasn't too bad. But that subframe for nearly all engine work, major engine work, needs to come down. Okay, it's a pain in the absolute arse. But once it's down, you've got better access to everything. Okay. BMW service interviews, absolute bollocks. First time I came across a Mini, and I quite liked it. The Mini 1, it had a misfire problem. It had been serviced by a Mini garage, costing a fortune regularly. Thought, well, it's not going to be a simple thing. It had a full service. Turned out, spark plugs never been changed. It had 70,000 miles on the clock. No change of spark plugs. Said the spark plugs were good for 100,000, and they were absolutely knackered, and that's why the car wasn't running. So don't believe the service bollocks. The differentials on these, I think they're supposed to be no change, no life. Well, no, change all the oil. I would say 50,000 miles, but don't know when. This has clearly been done at one time, and I've done it again, so we'll see. We're waiting for one part, and it's only a part because I damaged it trying to get the gearbox out using the method by a mobile clutch replacement guy who's really good with these. Whips them out in no time. I couldn't do it. I tried to do it his way, and I ended up with a gearbox jammed. He partially drops the subframe. I just ended up with a gut jammed gearbox, took the subframe completely out, made it a lot easier. But no, not for the faint-hearted. I've not done a full video of how to do it because there's so many up there. Just shows you how much people think it's worthy of a video. But even watching all the different videos, I still struggle to do it the first time. So many parts need taking off. Plastics are a pain. But anyway, that's the Mini. One little bit, and let's see how it goes. Come back when we've fitted the last part to the Mini, and let's see, was the clutch and fly feel enough? And will this £400 Mini go back on the road? Come back in the next episode and see you soon. Please like, subscribe, and hit that bell button so you know when I've posted another video.